Visit us on the web at www.wavelength-radio.com.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures. Wavelength Radio presents Cameron Cooper,
Patrick Adam,
and Charles Peterson,
bringing you today's hottest topics. This is the Roundtable.
Hello, this is Charles Peterson, and welcome to the Roundtable.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of a surprise here. We got Cameron Cooper in the studio.
Cameron Cooper's in the studio. Glad to be here. I get off duty and I'm here. Glad to be here.
Thanks for bringing your dog.
Yeah, he brought his new what is it? Cheeto is his name. And okay, this is the Roundtable. We're surprised by Cameron being here. We also have Brian McKenzie with us.
Hello, yes, and we're glad to have a Bart as well.
And Patrick Adam is here.
Good to be here. Fuck you!
Elias Castillo is guest hosting on the Roundtable. Say what's up.
What's up? Just working on my last beer, but might split in about 10 minutes.
All right, so he's... I don't know what he's doing, but he says he's going to leave. You got a date?
Date time.
Okay, that brings us to technical difficulty here tonight. Hello. No, we're not going to do that, Cameron. We're not going to do that. There we go. Okay, our first topic. Cameron Cooper will start on this side tonight. W. Bush or Nixon? W. Bush or Nixon?
Nixon.
Brian McKenzie.
Richard Nixon.
Patrick Adam.
I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook. What'd you do to this mic? I'm not a crook.
Elias Castillo. W. Bush or Nixon?
Nixon.
Okay, that brings us to our first topic. What?
We were all Nixon. Boom, 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 boom. All Nixon.
I'm sorry, I'm W.
Can we
Bush.
talk about that a little bit more? Why are we all Nixon?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that because we don't have much of a topic.
Well, I tell you what. I remember Richard Nixon being a great president, and then I remember his demise, and then I remember years later thinking, well, he sold us out, and then I remember he sort of gained back his reputation. He worked for the rest of his life toward this country until the day he died, and I respect that man.
Patrick Adam, what do you got?
Not much, dude. Brian?
Nixon gave Elvis a narcotics badge from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. That's pretty cool.
I love it.
Elias.
You know what? I don't know. When Nixon was president, I was a kid. But just looking at the archives and the stories, it seems like he has more balls than W. That's all.
So anyway, that brings us to our main topic of the night. I pulled a South Carolina here. You missed it last week, Cameron. We were talking about Miss South Carolina. Was it Yeah, and it was a great topic.
Does she have big tits?
I don't know, but she looks like she's 12. Elias?
I saw it on YouTube a couple days ago. I was cracking up.
All right.
I don't think Mario Lopez knew exactly what to say at that moment.
He was looking at her like, who the fuck is this bitch?
He was having an AC Slater flashback.
Yeah. So apparently Bush has told the troops that they may pull out in time for the holidays. Is this a good idea, guys? Should we go ahead and tell people when we're going to pull out of Iraq?
I'm going to pull out before the holidays because I don't want a kid yet.
I think it's important for the family to know when the troops are coming home. I think that's very important. And I think that puts our nation at a rest and at peace. As far as what's going on behind the scenes, I'm sure that we still have people there. And we have to do what is going to keep our nation at peace in our mind, in our conscience.
Okay, so it's a good idea to tell everybody that we're going to pull out December 1st. So December 2nd, you can start bombing the shit out of Iraq. That's a good idea.
I don't think that was really the point that was being made. I really don't.
Patrick Adam.
I just think that this is all moot. We have people over there that we have to support. Dude, they're not going to be coming home in December, okay? So why don't we just stop talking about the troops being pulled out? They're not going to be coming home before the new year for sure, and then even a few months after that. It's just not going to. It's just not going to happen. So why are we fucking talking about this?
Brian McKenzie.
Well, I don't know if it's up to Bush. It's going to be up to General Petraeus, who's over there as the actual commander-in-chief of the troops in Iraq, and he'll make the decision whether we just, since we're already over there, maybe just go next door to Iran and start fucking with those people.
Your thoughts?
Well, I hope we don't.
Elias.
Well, I agree with Pat. I don't think they're going to take them out anytime soon. They mentioned it like the last 2 holidays, and political wise, from a political point of view, I think if W decides, you know what, I'm sorry, I screwed up, I should just take them out. I think he just probably do it for approval rating at this point because
He's fucked. This guy.
he is fucked.
Well, I just think it's stupid. I think they should just go out whenever they feel they're ready. No one should know about it. Absolutely nobody should know about it. Brian.
I agree. I think that you can't let your enemies, whoever they may be, let them know what you're going to do. It's not the whole point of the game.
And I got to tell you, though, I think that our country is working in our best interest, and trust them.
All right, that was topic number 1. We're coming back with topic number 2 after this.
You are listening to the Round Table. We will return after this.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.
Visit us on the web at www.wavelength-radio.com.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures. Wavelength Radio presents Cameron Cooper,
Patrick Adam,
And Charles Peterson.
Bringing you today's hottest topics. This is the Round Table.
Hello and welcome back to the Round Table. We're on topic number 2 tonight. We're going to start with Patrick Adam, a politician or a car salesman?
Car salesman.
Elias Castillo.
You can't even hear yourself.
I can hear myself.
I can't hear me right now.
Okay, Elias Castillo, a politician or a car salesman?
Politician.
I would say
Politician.
I would say
Politician.
car salesman.
Car salesman.
Brian McKenzie.
We'll go car sales.
Cameron Cooper, salesman or politician?
Car salesman or politician, what's the content?
Give me your frickin' answer. That's the content.
It depends. I hate car salesmen,
Dude, you
and I
need to
hate
make
politicians.
a decision. You need to make
I'm
a
going to
decision.
say politician.
Politician, mine's a car salesman. I would rather deal with a car salesman than a lying senator who keeps saying, I'm not gay.
Topless hand jobs from schoolboys.
Yeah,
Your thoughts.
Larry Craig is his name. This is a guy who has 2 first names for his full name. And he's saying he's not gay. Now he's changing his decision on resigning. This is the guy who was in the Minneapolis airport, was playing, how do you say it?
Say that again?
No.
But what's his name?
Larry Craig is the senator. He's changing his mind. He doesn't want to resign now. But this all started when he was in the airport and he was playing, how did you say it?
He was playing patty cake, tiddly, flippy foot.
Yeah, you said flippy foot last week, and I thought that was hilarious, but you didn't.
I did hear that. But I got to ask you, what does his name have to do with anything?
I just was pointing out that he had 2 first names for a full name. So now he wants to. Now he doesn't want to resign. What do you think about that, Cameron?
He's gone.
Brian,
I think
just elaborate on this whole thing. Don't you think it's ridiculous? Oh, you don't know what he did.
he's in a bathroom stall, and he wants to. And apparently there was a police officer in the next stall, so he starts to do a little tap dance with his feet underneath the stall, and doing a little hand gestures underneath the stall area there. And the guy took him out and asked, what he was doing, made him confess to possibly a lewd act, and he agreed to it. And
Undercover cop.
Elias.
Now, take him out. You mean the cop took him out, or like to dinner, or he took him out? He took him downtown.
he took him out and told him that he was under arrest.
He was busted for playing footsies, and everyone now is accusing that he's gay. And last week they wanted him to resign, and he made an announcement he was going to resign, but now he wants to retract that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, because the one thing that really kind of creeped me out about the whole story was that the cop said he was sitting in a stall and he could see this guy peering in through the little space there. That I'm personally paranoid if somebody's doing that, checking me out, or someone's sticking their feet underneath the stall. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the charges to actually make him resign, but I think they,
Now he wants the court. He pleaded He pleaded guilty for this, and now he wants the courts to retract that. Cameron,
I got a question. Okay, is this guy Democrat or Republican?
he's a Republican.
Okay, don't you think this is pretty significant information coming out during a campaign for 2008 for presidency and all of these other positions? Don't you think that's rather unique that this comes out at that point in time?
My question to all of you guys were, does this feel like a scam or a setup or something like that?
Absolutely.
Because you watch these, and no one's mentioned this in the news. Nobody said
it should be mentioned, and I will mention it right now. Cameron Cooper, happy hour. Is it 9 or 8? Both. Okay. Bottom line, this guy is a setup for a demise of the party that he represents.
I absolutely agree with that. Elias.
I got one. I definitely agree with that.
Talk right into it.
I think that's why more than likely he's going to resign within the next 3 to 5 years, just so it doesn't look bad on Republicans throughout election year. That's just the way I feel.
What was that movie with Chris Farley and David Spade, Black Sheep, where they set up something for that? They were getting his brother in trouble so that he wouldn't win the election.
This fucking dude sounds retarded. He was doing footsies under the fucking stall. This fucking guy's feet should... I don't know. This fucking guy's an idiot. And if I was a cop, I didn't even ask him. I'd have just kicked the door down, grabbed my fucking billy club, hit this fucker between the eyes, and put him to fucking sleep for the rest of his fucking life. This dirty faggot.
And you definitely would have...
Oh, what'd you say, Jerry Lewis?
I know, right? No. Dude, I got nothing against gay people, seriously.
Jerry Lewis.
Is this the Labor Day telethon? What's going on?
Oh, now you fix the second mic.
Jerry Lewis?
Now you fix the second mic.
talk
I've been
about-
holding that fucking
now
mic.
they're saying Jerry Lewis is not going to be on the telethon next year because he's... I don't even hear the word he said, but I think he said fag.
He said the word fag. He goes, hello, fag.
I like Jerry Lewis. The guy has done so much. Why are we ripping this guy? Leave the man alone.
The only thing good about Jerry Lewis is that he's like 97 years old and he looks like he's 62. The guy's an asshole. Ask anybody who's worked with
He
him.
is a dick. Ask Dean Martin why he quit.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Anyways,
Back to the
can we go?
Larry
Yeah,
Craig
let's
thing.
go back to Larry Craig thing. Either A, it's a political thing, or B, Larry Craig just has like a mental disorder. I don't know. Who would do that in a bathroom stall? I don't understand that.
A sick bastard, and I think some of these politicians, if you are a sick bastard, why don't you just come on out and be honest with the voters, and maybe you even get some more votes, because everybody's a sick bastard. But I think that it should be up to the people of Idaho. Is it Idaho? The Great Potato, yeah. Where the potato is, that they should be able to vote whether they want to keep this sick bastard in office or not, and not the Democratic cheeseheads up on wherever the hill.
Elias, your thoughts?
Now, wait a second here. I sniffed a stripper's butt hole, and it smelled like a butthole this past weekend. Does that make me a sick fuck? A sick bastard?
I guess in some cases, yeah. But if you're into it and want to run for office, you might find other butthole sniffers that'll get you in the office.
I got a comment here. I actually had a stripper over at this sort of shady-like kind of place. It wasn't like the nicest. It was a neighborhood strip joint. And I had this hot dancer.
Did you play footsies with her?
No, I didn't. But she stuck her ass up in my face, and it smelled like ass. And it's like, I'm sorry, but get your ass out of here. and get me something clean. I'm sorry.
Now, being at a strip club, you're going to expect maybe some kind of lewd behavior, but if you're at an airport bathroom, you don't want to be walking in to take a piss and see a politician giving head to a cop. You just don't want to see that because you might be bringing your kid in, and next thing you know, you're going to see two guys in the stall humping each other. No, that makes you a sick bastard.
Shit comes from buttholes, therefore buttholes stink. That's just the natural process of things.
But you know what? If you walked in catching this politician, giving this cop a rim job, wouldn't you at least stare for a good 5 seconds, though, and just apologize and say, I'm sorry for staring, you guys, but I'll just be a minute. But I think this guy might have some issues as far as, I mean, I figured that late in his political career, you would figure that he would have done something discreet on the down low. So it just might be a setup. You never know.
I don't really understand still. This guy did a soft shoe?
Yeah, he tapped his foot, and the other guy in the other stall was an undercover cop.
I knew a man Bojangles and he danced for me. Worn out shoes.
Patrick.
I don't understand. So, like, say there's a wall right here, and I'm taking a shit, and I'm sitting next to Brian McKenzie, and he's taking a shit, and I want to jack him off. I'm going to, like, put my foot under the stall like this, and you're going to look down, and you're going to be like...
You're going to tap your foot, man.
So I think he just wanted to jack the guy off. I don't think it was a political thing at all. I think this guy wanted to jack him off.
I think it was political. Brian.
I think it was both. I think that maybe they might have followed him into this, maybe having a history of it, and it could be a possible setup, but he still did what he did, and it's just, I don't know.
That was topic number 2. Stay tuned for topic number 3 after this on the Roundtable.
You are listening to the Round Table. We will return after this.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.
Visit us on the web at www.wavelength-radio.com.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures. Wavelength Radio presents Cameron Cooper,
Patrick Adam,
and Charles Peterson,
Bringing you today's hottest topics. This is the Round Table.
Hello and welcome back to the Roundtable. This is topic number 3. My name is Charles Peterson. I am here with Patrick Adam from the Patrick Adam Show.
Thanks for watching.
And I am also with Brian McKenzie, who's filling in with Happy Hour Cameron Cooper, but he is in here tonight. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Charles.
So even though we have Cameron here, he's taking a smoke. And we have a special guest tonight, Elias Castillo.
What up?
All right, here's our pick tonight. Make a phone call on your cell, or would you rather text message? Elias.
Everybody, all my friends know I'd rather text because I don't want to go over in minutes, and I'd rather just sit there. I'm driving on the freeway. I'm going down 17 North, and I say, I've got the phone. I'm driving in traffic. No, I have to say this. I'm getting off in traffic. I got to go. I'm almost in an accident. Well, blah, blah, blah. I got to go.
That's our topic. Patrick Adam, text or make a call?
Yeah, Cameron walks back in here with a fucking Goodwill bag with like 7 cans of Bud Light in it. This fucking guy. I can't believe this shit. It depends on what I'm doing. Depends if it's a quick blah blah. It's a text message. If it's a conversation, I don't drink Bud Light.
Brian McKenzie.
We'll take that cell phone call definitely over.
Hey, Cameron Cooper.
I'm sorry, what am I supposed to be commenting on?
Text message or make a phone call?
Make a phone call.
All right, I make a phone call too. That brings us to the third topic of the night. Arizona, Phoenix, they want to ban text messaging while driving. The city is wanting to pass this law where it is illegal for you to, take text messaging while you're driving. Now, Elias, you have a part-time job, or you did, and where you shuttle people back and forth to a hotel. That was part of your duties there. Is that okay to say on the air?
Sure. They fired me for texting too much while I was on the road.
Good for them. Good for them. No, no. But did you ever text message while you were driving?
On my way to the airport, yes. With passengers, never.
Okay. Was there a time, Brian? Have you ever text message while driving?
No.
Cameron?
Never.
Patrick?
Yes.
Okay, so Patrick, was there a moment where you were texting while driving and all of a sudden you look up and there's a car stopped in front of you?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not fucking stupid. I don't look down when I text.
So you're one of those texters that can do it like, with your thumbs and keeping your eyes on the road at the same time?
Yeah, I look down very seldomly.
Okay, he's saying one-word sentence because he thinks you can't hear him. I know with these levels that there's audio going through the broadcaster. Elias, what do you think about that?
I think that Patrick is probably heard. I'm not saying you're a liar, but I hope that Patrick just speaks more because he has a lot to say.
Maybe he'll text message.
Text message. Your thoughts, Cameron. Do you think this is a good idea for the city to ban text messaging while driving? I didn't mean to do that, I swear.
Absolutely. It needs to be abolished. And you need to have people that text and drive need to be sent to prison just like people that drink and drive.
Absolutely.
Texting needs to be abolished. I just merely can do the text messaging if you go to prison.
That was crazy, Cameron.
Could I have a report?
Have a what?
A retort. Moot my ass.
Brian McKenzie, is this a good idea for the city to ban text messaging while driving?
I think that it is. I just don't know how they're going to enforce it. How they're going to be able to look into people's cars to see if you're actually text messaging or if you have tinted windows, or if there's an accident, who's going to actually admit to doing that. So, yeah.
Elias,
look, I just got to say this. I told some of my buddies who do the drunken dial with their girlfriends they should invent a phone that you have to blow in it before even using it so you don't call and say something stupid. So maybe they can enforce it that way. I don't know. But in all seriousness, though, Arizona has like a top DUI and the world's crappiest drivers. Well, not the world's, but some of them are pretty bad. They don't know what they're doing. But if you have some common sense, sometimes I can hit 565 in my texting, and it comes out as like a LOL, like a laugh out loud thing for those of you that email. So, it really depends if you just don't over abuse it.
Patrick Adam.
The only way to effectively take care of this problem is to ban the use of cell phones in cars altogether, like New York City did a few years back. They banned the use of cell phones in cars, and if you're caught, it's a $500 fine. The only thing to do is you ban the use of cell phones completely.
Brian McKenzie.
The only reason why, because you can't, I don't know if you can discriminate between ages, but I think if they want to ban it, the text messages, is because the 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are paying ass on the road talking on the phone are not taking their eyes off the road to text message paragraphs to their friends while they're driving, and they're inexperienced drivers, and that's what causes accidents.
Well, so okay, Cameron.
I do want to say this is a growing phase, learning curve for our society, okay? We have never had this situation on the road before where we have text messaging and cell phone uses and stuff like that. So it's a learning curve, and we will grow into it, and we will have legislation that will grow into it as well. And that's what we're going through right now.
So do you think, let me ask you this and really think about it. Do you think cell phone companies should eliminate text messaging? Patrick Adam.
No, that ain't going to happen. You need to eliminate you need to make it illegal to use your cell phone while driving.
Elias.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with Pat. Texting.
I disagree.
texting. At first, I disagree because I text once in a blue moon, like when I'm driving home. Like I say, what's in the fridge, or do you need any beer? But I keep it simple. Or what are you wearing? Or or say, or clean your asshole. But as far as it's just it's all a matter of responsibility, and I think like Brian said, I think the young kids are ruining it for most of us. So I mean, I don't think they should completely ban like the use of texting, but it's just.
But why would someone want a text message when you can just call them? I mean, it seems like, at the ages back in the 1700s, they had no such thing as a telephone. And now, they were typing letters, but now they were able to make phone calls, so they didn't have to type letters and send letters anymore. But now we're back to sending letters. Elias.
I love my friends, but they talk too fucking much. Just text me, and I will text you yes or no.
Cameron Cooper.
Well, it depends on the receiver. Some of your receivers can receive a phone call. Some of them can receive a text message. So if you're in a situation where you're behind the wheel, can't call them, you're going to text them.
Brian, you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 40 years old, and text messaging is just a pain in the ass looking for the letters on the keypad, so that's why I personally don't do it.
Well, I just think that people like this are going to ruin it for us, where they might eliminate text messaging altogether. I'm sorry?
Mine actually has like an advanced texting. I just upgraded a phone. If you type in where the letters are at on the keypad, like if you type in like the word yes, you can hit 937 and all
without hitting like 999 5 times. Right. Mine does the same thing.
Right, you don't have to search for your letter, so it doesn't become as much of an inconvenience. Also, I still understand the conscientious of driving without being a total ass on the road, like by staying much further back, because I am texting. I mean, if I'm in a hurry, if I have an appointment or whatever, once in a while I will do it, but I also understand that I'm on the road. I'm not out there to hurt anybody, but some of these kids, like you said, sometimes screw it up for us.
Patrick, final words?
Yeah, the only effective solution is to ban the use of cell phones while driving and make it punishable by a $500 fine from your local peace officer.
What's the difference between listening to the radio and talking on the phone?
You don't have to use your hands to listen to radio, but you do have a Bluetooth device. So, Bluetooth devices, you should be able to if you have a Bluetooth device, but not if you have to use your hand to do anything. Two hands on the wheel. Hand should be on the wheel.
Well, that was our topic number 3. We're going to come back with our final topic number 4 after this.
You are listening to the Round Table. We will return after this.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.
Visit us on the web at www.wavelength-radio.com.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures. Cool Wave Pictures. Wavelength Radio presents Cameron Cooper,
Patrick Adam,
and Charles Peterson,
bringing you today's hottest topics. This is the Round Table.
Hello and welcome back to the Round Table. My name is Charles Peterson. I'm here with Patrick Adam, Brian McKenzie filling in for her happy hour with Cameron Cooper, special guest Elias Castillo, and a special appearance by Cameron Cooper. Our first selection tonight is, if you go on vacation, would you rather go to the beach or a theme park? Patrick Adam.
The beach, dude. I'm an adult, not some fucking ass clown kid.
Brian McKenzie.
Beach.
Cameron Cooper, beach or a theme park?
Theme park.
Elias Castillo.
A theme park on the beach.
Yeah. I'm a theme park all the way. I want to go to Magic Mountain. I want to go everywhere. And that brings us to topic number 4. Our final main topic of the night is apparently, get a load of this, police had to break up an alcohol-fueled beach brawl on Tuesday. Did you hear about this, Brian?
Yes, I did. I heard parts of it.
So basically, there was a fight on the beach. The lifeguards come to the guy who got his ass kicked and tried to, repair them, make them feel better. And people that were around the incident said, pointed out the guy who kicked his ass. And all of a sudden, they start fighting. The lifeguards, I think, went in boats and went away from the situation and called police.
I heard they locked themselves in their lifeguard.
Oh, in their houses. That's what they did. They went off the beach. They went off the shore and secured themselves because these people on the San Diego beach were rioting or whatever you want to call it. It was a beach brawl. And they think alcohol has something to do with this.
Or crack.
Elias?
I think I just came up with your next movie.
There you go. It is like a good movie. So, because of these assholes, what's wrong with going to the beach, relaxing and having a beer? But now who the hell wants to get drunk on a beach? I would have a beer. I would have a few beers to relax. But I think I would get really sick if I got drunk on the beach. Elias?
First went to Rocky Point for the first time 3 months ago. I got drunk, lit some fireworks, had a blast, listened to the ocean. It was great. There was no violence or anything, but I guess just sometimes like even like a theme park, it gets a little hot. People bump into each other. Somebody says something stupid, and then it gets a little out of control.
So do you think, Patrick, that the lifeguards did the right thing by getting the hell out of there and calling the police?
They sound like bitches to me, unless the perps brandished guns.
Well, I would get the hell out of there and call police. What about you, Brian?
I think that they probably did the right thing because of the amount of people and the people that they were probably maybe dealing with. If you see beach brawls and it could contain about 100 people, and you may only have 10 lifeguards, and you're gonna get your ass kicked.
You know what pisses me off about this, Cameron, is that this has caused so much attention on the beach that the lifeguards had to go lock themselves in the lifeguard house. What about if somebody was drowning while all of this was happening?
You can never take it away. Wasted away again.
Patrick Adam, what do you think about that?
Yeah, maybe they shirked on their responsibilities. People are just fucking stupid, man. What are you going to do?
So now that's going to ruin the opportunity for you to have a beer or any alcoholic beverage on the beach.
I guess. I don't think I've ever had a beer on the beach before.
You would have a margarita or a...
Wasted away again.
Elias.
You and I should go to the beach and get drunk and then fight each other to the death.
No. I've been drunk on a beach in Rocky Point with a Cuban, and my friends were carrying me off because a Federale was coming at us on an ATV with an M16.
Brian, final thought.
I think it depends on the circumstance and the beach. If you're with a whole mob of people and everybody's getting drunk, I think something always bad's going to happen.
Well, I think everybody involved in this incident, I think everybody around this situation should be charged and responsible for keeping the lifeguards locked up in their house because someone could have been drowning. That was our fourth topic. No, we don't have time. Hurry.
Wasted.
All right, that was topic number 4. I got the final vent coming up after this.
You are listening to the Round Table. We will return after this.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.
Visit us on the web at www.wavelength-radio.com.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures. Wavelength Radio presents Cameron Cooper,
Patrick Adam,
and Charles Peterson,
bringing you today's hottest topics. This is the Round Table.
Hello and welcome back. Thanks for sticking around this late. It's time for the final vent, and I'm going to make a final vent right now And this one I called Pull the Fucking Cord. Okay, I am a bus driver on my full-time job, and I work in a college area, specifically ASU. These people are fucking clueless. They stand up on the bus and assume I'm a fucking mind reader, and they assume that I know what stop they want. So I'm driving along today. Some clueless bitch comes up to the yellow line. You know, they're not supposed to cross the yellow line, but she did. I said, ma'am, please cross the yellow line. And she goes, well, you just passed my stop. And I turned around and looked at her. I said, why didn't you pull the fucking cord? These people think I'm a mind reader. Pull the fucking cord. If you want to get off at a certain stop, pull the damn cord and I will stop and let you off. Don't expect me to know your stop. Now I'm going to hand over the microphone to Elias, and he's got a couple minutes to vent about whatever he wants.
I thought that was in the requirements of the bus drivers to be mind readers. I thought it was required in their resume. No, I've taken the bus for about 6 years, and there are people that are like that. And you know, some people just don't get any clue. I don't really have anything to vent about this moment.
You can talk about whatever you want.
But
talk about Phoenix.
Phoenix is fucking hot right now. I can't wait for it to finally fucking cool off. There are 9 good months out of the year here, and I don't know why people are still moving down here like insects, but still, it's I just can't wait for it to cool off. And good night.
Well, that's the end of the round table. We appreciate you listening tonight. Patrick, do you have anything coming up on your next show?
No.
Cameron, are you returning with us next week, or are we going to have the best of the happy hour show?
Nope. Cameron Cooper Happy Hour will be here next week. And Brian, I appreciate you filling in. And Brian is actually going to be taking a little trip out east. Where are you going, Brian?
Nantucket.
Well, have fun in Nantucket, Brian. If Cameron's not here, we're going to do the best of happy hour with Cameron Cooper. Thanks for listening to the Round Table, everybody.
You are listening to the Round Table. We will return after this.
You're listening to Wavelength Radio from Cool Wave Pictures.